Greetings, everyone. This is Stirring It Up with Chef Beee Live and friends, and I'm with my wonderful friend Aubrey Wally Williams.
What's up? What's happening, everybody?
Today we are going to be talking about men's health.
Yes.
And this is something that I don't think we often talk about, particularly with these cooking shows I've been doing. You know, there's usually been a lot of women on.
Okay.
And I wanted us to really focus in 2018 on some men's health.
All right.
So Wally is very special to us, our family, because he educates our children. Our children go to his school, and every time I go to the school, he's always giving the men who are dropping off their children something. Herbs, tinctures, teas, smoothies, something.
Right.
And I'm like, man, what you doing over there? And then we just get into this deep conversation about, oh, I'm doing this, and we're working on this. And so I was like, you gotta come on the show, and we gotta talk about men's health, because he's really passionate about this, and this is his subversive way of supporting the brothers.
That's it.
So tell me a little bit about what we're gonna do today.
Today we're gonna do some simple extractions.
All right.
I am one who likes to chew, but sometimes not so much.
Okay.
So I try to get the maximum amount of nutrients from the food in the quickest way possible. I'm like always going to the place.
Yes, he's a busybody.
Right. So
I
like to find foods that have high energy content, and then find out how to maximize my intake of those nutrients.
Okay.
Men, as we get older, our bodies process food differently.
Yeah.
You know, our digestive systems like things more or less, and they let us know. And so what I found is that when I process foods without them being processed, like buying a processed food, or giving my body a little less work to do, I get more energy.
Okay.
And I check my energy by how I feel after I eat, or after I drink something, and then I also I like to check my vital statistics. So I like to, how does my body feel? How do my joints feel? Right? How do my knees feel? How does my back feel after I do stuff? And I push my body a lot, and so I have to put things back in because because I'm also extracting from myself. So if I've done a lot of work, I burn a lot of proteins. I might burn a lot of a particular vitamin. I might take out a particular mineral. So it might be calcium. When you sweat, men sweat a lot, we lose things like salts.
Right.
You know, and there's various types of salts. So we can lose sodium chloride, but we can also lose calcium salts. We can lose magnesium salts. And a lot of those things people don't necessarily think about.
Right.
And then they find themselves like, oh, my back hurts.
Right.
Or my muscles hurt. Magnesium deficiency is a major contributor to muscle pain. Right. So I notice a lot of times if I need to drink something, I don't have any represented up here today, but a lot of green foods. Right. You know, I like to do a lot of green extractions, which is like something like kale. Make a kale smoothie, eat a lot of kale, eat a lot of green foods with high magnesium content, and then you're going to get that into the tissues. Yeah,
because I know, so I get like a Charlie horse. I'm not getting them anymore because I'm really mindful of that magnesium supplementation.
Right.
But if I'm low on my magnesium, I'll wake up in the middle of the night with a Charlie horse, and that is not a good feeling. I've
had that happen. I keep something like organic spirulina, which is like, I think a very green. You can get you want to get an organic, like a tested spirulina, because spirulina is one of those foods which, if it's not coming from a reputable source, can include a lot of heavy metals. Right. And so you want to make sure that you're using pure water, because spirulina is like a hyperabsorbent algae, hyperabsorbent single cell plant. And if you don't get the right type, or if you're just trying to buy the cheap ones, then you're going to find, even in the testing, you're going to find they have a lot of heavy metals, a lot of
and then you're going to have to detox from that.
Right. So why take something that's supposed to be good for you if it's polluted? Which we can talk about organic foods and the best process for growing, but spirulina is a good food to get iron from. It's a good food to get chlorophyll from. Those things are activating, and those things are going to help you with things like your cramps and things like that. Green foods in general are very relaxing to the body. The folic acid is actually antidepressant, and so folic acid is one of those foods that you can, one of those minerals, one of those molecules, I should say, like that you need to get from green foods, and it keeps you up, it keeps you feeling good, it keeps you feeling nice. Good. And so knowing that green foods in themselves, like when you walk into a green space, like right here, Eating Fresh, like you walk in and you just feel right.
Yes. By the way, we're at Eat Fresh.
Big up.
This is our first cooking show at the Eat. it is what it is.
Right.
So we're super excited about that.
Right.
We're gonna be here on Sundays at 1. It's super dope.
1 o'clock.
And when you come in here, you absolutely feel what he's talking about. It's green everywhere. It's chlorophyll flowing everywhere.
Right.
It's wonderful.
Right.
So
make sure you come by here and get yourself a massage. I don't care my beard, but get your beard trimmed up. Get your manicures and pedicures, ladies, and your massages and everything. It's a really dope spot. It's inspiring, in fact. So green is a good energy. You know, you go into the forest and you feel it. So the fact that we can consume certain green foods in abundance,
and it gives us life and energy and that vitality.
Direct from the source, like direct connection to the sun. You know, we absorb, of course, sunlight through our melanin, through our skin, but we can also absorb sun energy through green foods. Really great source of it.
All right, so we got some ginger, we got some lemon.
So we talk about extraction. Also, one of the really important things that I find is circulation.
Yes.
Circulation is super important. You know, our body, your circulatory system is running. It's kinetic, so we gotta have flow. The less work our heart does, the better we feel. So if we can decrease our heart rate by letting it do less work, by making our blood less viscous, less thick, right? Which certain fats and things you eat. There's really simple things you can do. Even people who eat certain diets, they notice when they take certain foods in, they still have a very good blood flow, very good heart rate, very healthy heart. Because people mistake the heart rate and the blood circulation for just what's pumping out of the major arteries, right? But you have the heart itself, which is always working and having to feed itself, and so the flow around the heart itself is important as well. So blood flow in general is important. Ginger is one of the
ginger. It's the organic ginger, right? This looks a little different than it's not as skinny,
right? And then it's super crisp. You could just take and these ginger. It's spicy, right? I like to make ginger. Right, ginger's no joke. It's one of those things you can take for nausea. This is one of those things you can take. And circulation is general. For men, circulation means everything. If we're talking about men as we get older, any kind of circulation around our genitals, around our organs, circulation is circulation. So blood flow is blood flow. Ginger is a great thing for men to drink. It's one of the things in Chinese medicine and African medicine, traditional medicine. You'll find this on the continent. They make a ginger drink in Africa. When I first saw it, I was like, that's ginger, it's white. So, I make that ginger and also make a boiled ginger. You can make ginger fresh. You can take it, slice it up, throw it in a blender. You get a nice little piece. People like to skin their ginger. I don't, especially if I'm gonna boil it. I don't skin it. I slice it.
So when what about you grate it, right?
I grate it or I slice it. So if I don't have a grater handy, I'll just cut it up into chunks.
Like so.
Right? I'll slice it up like this, and then I'll come back because I'm gonna give it. When I'm done, it's gonna be as small as the grater or smaller.
So you're basically mincing it by hand.
I'm gonna hand mince this, which is not a lot of work. You saw me with that. And sometimes people, I make like 3 to 4 to 5 gallons of ginger at a time, and
so that's one of your staples in the household.
Right. I keep it. My children love ginger. Well, one of my children, I've got to convince her why it's a great idea to drink it because it's so hot. So I just dilute it a little bit because I make it hot.
Okay.
But ginger is one of those foods, so I can mince this, like you would cut an onion up or some garlic. You can cut it up real small. And what you'll notice is you'll start to get juices. Immediately getting juices, right? So I'm going to tell you 2 different methods of preparation. I'm going to explain to you those. One method of preparation is what we're doing here. You'll take this when you're done, and you can put that in a pot. You can squeeze water through it. So now you're not heating it. Or you just take a blender. The African method, which I believe adds some probiotics to it, is that you're taking the fruit, like you take a pineapple, you take some lemon, and you put it and you just squeeze it through and you sit it. It's not even heated. When you drink that, just like you just chewed that, it is hot.
It's hot.
It is very hot.
And that's because of the heat. It's probably just sitting out in the heat.
Or even just at room temperature. I first had this when I was in Senegal, made this way. And I thought to drink it in excess because it's so good, but it's a very heating food. So you're gonna drink this one in a little bit more moderation. You don't just gulp it down. And it's very hot, but it's very therapeutic. Okay, it's very good for the stomach, very good for the system.
So this is that would just be a ginger tea.
Right, that would be a ginger drink.
A drink.
Because now that's a simple water extraction.
Okay.
We haven't done any heating.
Mm-hmm.
We take pineapple. Pineapple has certain digestive enzymes in it, which is also going to break down some of the cell wall here, and it's going to do some more extraction. So you have a water extraction, and then you have like a protein. You have, well, not even a protein extraction. You have an enzymatic extraction going on here with the.
Okay.
So I noticed that most of those were always done with fruit. You can use a lemon.
Okay.
Lemon has a particular kind of.
It has that citrus in it.
Right.
Okay.
So that's gonna be another type of extraction. So these are continuing a chemical reaction that's gonna help you get more from that. I just take these right here.
Put it in there.
I put it in here.
All right.
Right.
So you put that in.
Right. And then I like to deal with a few different things here. So
this is our hibiscus.
This is a hibiscus, and everybody likes to say, we call this sorrel, right?
Sorrel, yeah.
So
now is this Egyptian sorrel?
This is Egyptian sorrel, right?
Okay, yeah.
So before we put this in, we have taken this, right?
Pour some water.
Pour some water over it, right? You're gonna drink that. If you want to just do this raw, you can pour that right in. But if you're gonna cook this, we're gonna put this on the stove.
Okay, and heat.
We're gonna heat that. We're gonna bring it to a boil. Then we're gonna turn it down to low.
Okay.
Or we're gonna turn it off.
And then press.
And then we're gonna press. Then we're gonna add our sorrels. Right. We're gonna let this sit. I like to let them sit for anywhere. If you just want to get it and go, like you're drinking a coffee, you can just.
Wow, this is a different way of making like a sorrel tea, ginger tea.
Right.
And I noticed like the star isn't really the sorrel. The ginger is really the star.
The ginger is the star of this.
So you just have like a little bit of the hibiscus in there. Okay.
And that gives it, hibiscus is a tonic for the blood. Doctrine of signatures, things that have a particular color, particular shape are known to do a particular kind of work. Sorrel is it's a good blood tonic. It's a good cleanser.
A lot of vitamin C too.
Right, lots of vitamin C. So help to build your immune. So we put this one here. Now, this is one of my trade secrets. I like to tell people about cinnamon because a lot of people sleep on cinnamon. Mm-hmm. Cinnamon, I think, is one of the best foods for anyone who's dealing with anything with sugar. Yep. So cinnamon is one of those things that helps in general with things like diabetes. Yep. Okay, it helps regulate your blood sugar. Yep. Cinnamon is an excellent preservative. I haven't figured out the exact mechanism. I haven't seen a lot of studies on it. But I drop a stick of cinnamon.
When you're boiling it? While
I'm boiling my ginger. It opens up before I put my sorrel in. But this could be a third one, so that's a nice combination right there. Yeah. You can make the ginger with the sorrel, but you can also do a ginger sorrel cinnamon. Ginger sorrel cinnamon, I think, is probably one of the. It's so soothing. It makes you feel right. Okay, and so I made this combination and I found out this particular combination is very well liked. I also have taken this particular combination and left it in the car.
Ooh, and it fermented.
It did not.
It did not?
It did not ferment. Okay. Now, here's the thing. That cinnamon keeps my teas from fermenting.
Shut up.
No jokes.
Okay.
Now, I haven't seen anybody else talk about this.
Nobody talks about that.
This is something that I want to let people know.
Oh, man.
Cinnamon.
Now let me ask you this, because cinnamon also is a natural sweetener. So does it make this sweet?
I don't even add.
You don't add any sugar,
but I will. When I do add a sweetener, I'll use like an agave or honey. Sometimes a raw honey. Mm-hmm. I don't use crystallized sugar.
Okay.
To sweeten anything.
Okay, good.
Agave has a low glycemic index.
Yes.
And so it's gonna process a lot slower than like even a sugar. People say brown sugar, raw sugar. Yep. It's still gonna they like to burn quick. Honey's gonna add some therapy. It's gonna it's gonna help you with mucus. This ginger, of course, is gonna help clear mucus out. Yeah. So these are all things that whenever anybody starts to cough, I'm like, hey, I got some teas for you. I like to play with this tea. I add lots of things to them. For men, I call this goat weed at home. It goes by the code name of goat weed, aka horny goat weed, aka epimedium. Okay, this is one of those things that women thank their husbands for taking. Is really an exceptional plant.
So tell me about the goat weed. I need to know about the goat weed.
Okay, the Chinese discovered very virile goats on the hills eating this plant. Okay. And so thousands of years ago, these men were like, wait, what is this? Right?
What is it?
What is that? Those goats are happy. they're making lots of little goats, and we want to know what they're doing with this. So they found this plant, a very balanced plant. People like to take things like iamchefbeee, which are super dangerous for the heart. You gotta be very careful with certain things unless they're balanced with another herb. I've noticed and found that honey goat weed, have been taking this for some years now, that this, in a balanced state, is not good. It's gonna help you with
what does it help?
It helps with testosterone. It builds. It builds from the. Some things activate certain pathways. Goat weed is one of those things that activates a cascade of pathways that start from the bottom. Like you could take caffeine and it's going to activate the adrenal glands to release the epinephrine, to release your adrenaline, which keeps you awake. Like, but after a while you start to get fatigued because it's a feedback loop that has to stop at some point, which is either going to crash or you're going to become addicted to that process. Right? And so coffee can be dangerous that way. It can be used in balance. I like to use something like a yerba mate, but it still has caffeine.
The yerba mate, that's right.
But yerba mate is much more balanced to me. Still caffeine. So I'd rather build energy. To me, it's easier to build energy, or we call chi or prana or ashe. Like build it from the inside with things that help to build the systems, to build the organs up. And so this is one of the things that I noticed.
Is this something that you would drink as a tea? Would you just steep it?
I would take this right here
and put it in there. Put it in sorrow.
And then I tell my kids, this is not for you. Drop that in there. It's good for men and women, so I don't want to be biased. This is we're talking about men's health. Every medium is not something that women can't take. It doesn't add like a yang energy. Sure. Like they say, certain herbs you don't want to take them because they can imbalance your system. Like men shouldn't take certain herbs that are just specific for women, and vice versa. Unless a man has a deficiency in yin, he might need some more to get that balance. Or a woman has a deficiency in yang, she might need this. This is a very balanced herb. I've noticed. It's not something that, but it also increases libido. It's gonna, it's gonna, So it's like it's an aphrodisiac, right?
Wow.
So, but garlic's an aphrodisiac as well because it increases circulation.
So this is increasing circulation.
Increased circulation as well. And it activates cascades that lead to higher levels of testosterone. So higher levels of testosterone in men and women increase libido. Testosterone is a hormone that does that. Right? So honey goat weed. And it's really cheap.
Horny goat weed.
Right?
The goat weed.
The goat weed.
Bam, bam. Where can we find this?
You can find goat weed at like your health food store.
So like a 7-9 that's here in Atlanta.
In both department,
Cool.
And I made.
We need to sell it online.
You can sell it on. I'm gonna sell it online.
That's right.
So I'm gonna have my own branded, but right now I'm making them into teas. The brothers come in. I'm like, here, take this. I had a wife call me. One of my friend's wives was like, yo, what did you give my husband? I was like, y'all already got 5 kids, so you're good. But I told him, I just handed it to him, and he was like, yo, what did you get? Because I put, in his particular tea, I put like the goat. I saw it right there. So these particular ones.
Okay, you gotta talk about the neem.
Now, this is neem. I'm gonna come back to it. So neem, we're gonna do this right here.
Alright.
We took this, we got the lemon.
Lemon
for flavor.
Just as we remember, we did the garlic. We cut it up really fine.
Ginger.
Garlic, ginger. We also put sorrel in here. We put a little bit of the goat's weed for the brothers only.
For the brothers and some of the sisters.
And then also a little bit of lemon.
I like to add some lemon.
And
then you can add some sweetener to taste.
Some sweetener to taste, and then some.
Don't boil your goat weed. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Don't boil your goat weed. Don't boil your sorrel. Don't do it.
Okay, so you do it at the end.
When things are like leafy and flowery, this is like a leaf of a plant.
So you just
no need to boil them.
Steep.
Steep them. Turn your heat off. Turn it down and let it do its thing. If you boil it, you're gonna hurt it. You're gonna break it down more than necessary.
See, I'm learning something because in Guyana we be boiling it and then you steep, like you put it on, and then once it has that first rolling boil, then you turn it off, and then you just let it do its thing.
There it is. That's it right there. That's it. With the ginger, definitely. With these, even I found that you get more flavor when that boil comes down. Right after that, like right when it's boiling, I add them on the top, like you said. And then I don't leave.
That's actually, I'm gonna try that. I'll try that.
If you're doing a big batch though, turn it down to low and let it sit down there for a few days. My teas, the stuff that you guys are gonna drink, like I tell people, like I didn't just make this this morning. Like this is a brew that sat on the stove for like 2-3 days.
See, and you gotta tell.
It's a couple of days.
You gotta tell my partner in crime this because he does not like things to ferment, but I have to convince him that. And it's not fermented.
So these are So then, I was gonna say,
sitting on the stove is a good thing.
And I leave it on a low, and that's what I found. my ginger comes in, my cinnamon comes in handy, right?
Yep.
So these are things that'll keep you from getting sick. I call this preventive maintenance.
Okay.
So as all these little people are running around me, I work with little people and they're like nose sneezing in my face. I'm making sure I'm getting the medicine in so that I don't get. And I've made the mistake being a teacher of like, okay, I got you, and I wipe your nose and I wash my hands and I'm good. No.
Right.
Those things are microscopic.
Absolutely.
Right. They're like, I got some of it in volume.
Right.
That's gonna hurt.
Right.
Right. And I don't like being sick, and so I take this as preventive maintenance. Just real quick on men, and we're gonna come back around, and then we're gonna cross over to the other side and talk about we're gonna make a tincture. This one of the things that I think silica for joints, oatmeals. You know,
so like raw oatmeal,
right? And if you have me back, you can soak these. So come back, we can make some oatmeal, a banana for potassium. Men need to have potassium. We gotta have silica. We gotta have joint fuel. I call these things are good for all your nails, skin, hair, joints. Okay, ligaments, tendons.
So like maybe you add this to the smoothie, like a cup or half a cup.
Yeah, you can add. I add oats to my moss, and I can show you guys how to make moss at another time. But oats is one of the really good and important ingredients to a good moss. Because also, when you start to drink a lot of things like I do, you also want to slow them down sometimes. Yeah. Because they'll go straight through. Right? Because they're a liquid and your body absorbs them. But you want to have the fiber, right? Because
so that it can slow burn.
Right, it's going to slow the process and your body can do more extraction. As well as you're going to feed the good bacteria, beneficial bacteria in your gut with those good fibers. And then they're going to proliferate and they're going to decrease the harmful bacteria and the yeast and things like that. If you find yourself eating a lot of sugar, you know, it's always good to make sure you got a good fiber in your diet and then decrease and add, exchange of sugar. Sugars can be very dangerous to testosterone also. Wow.
Didn't know that.
Right.
Say that again for the brothers out there.
Sugar can be very dangerous to your testosterone. Your little guys, you want to produce a lot of little guys and increase your testosterone content. Decrease your sugar, eat bitters, okay? Drink, eat bitters, which brings me to neem. All right, there's a lot of bitters that I like to get. Neem is an herb that you'll find throughout, West Africa, North Africa, East Africa. I'm not sure how
Caribbean.
far. Caribbean, right? You'll find these trees, and neem is one of the bitterest herbs you will ever take.
Bitter.
Right?
Even more bitter than, would you say, burdock root?
I feel like neem takes everything over. You can add burdock to something and
ginseng.
Yeah, it's got ginseng by a good bit too. So I can take neem, make a nice tea just like we described here as a steep. This is a leaf.
So that's from the neem leaf.
Yeah.
So this is not the actual berry, right?
Yes, it has a berry.
Right. So the berry, the neem seed, you have to be careful of the extract of the neem seed because neem has certain chemicals in it that can damage your testosterone. The seed oil as an extract, as a concentrate, right? But we know neem is a great tonic and it's an anti-malarial tonic, right? So neem is literally like something that keeps parasites
away from you.
Yeah.
Because you're bitter in your blood.
Right. And they're like, I don't like that. They like sugar. Everybody likes sugar. Yeast like sugar. Parasites are like, give me more of that. Mosquitoes, sugar. Right. Neem is like, hey, let me help you balance out with that. Right. I'm gonna change. I'm gonna alkalize. I'm gonna help you with this. Sure. What can I do for you? Neem is a great alkalizer. Like bananas are a great alkalizer.
So like, how do you do this? Do you steep this as well?
I do this. I put it in, turn it down, and at first, when you first drink neem, just be prepared. Be prepared, right?
Yes.
Right. Solomon drinks neem. Right. Solomon drinks neem. He was like, "Can I have some neem? I'm feeling it." That's all right.
Yeah.
I got little babies that drink neem. I get my children.
Yeah, but they just get used to it.
Get used to it, right? Most adults though, no.
Because we're used to sugar.
We're used to sugar, and your digestive system has not hitchhikers, but components of it that'll trick you, right? I know one of the doctors used to say, they'll pervert your taste buds, right? And so neem is one of those things that when you start to drink bitters, you're gonna adjust, and then your taste buds will adjust, and your digestive system, which is an extension of your whole system,
your taste buds and all of that,
right? The same cells, the same type of process going all down through your your esophagus, stomach, lower intestine, right? It's like, it's got to get all the way through you though, and then those ones at the bottom are going to transform from like harmful, invasive to, all right, I'm here in balance.
Right.
Because yeast is in us no matter what.
Absolutely.
You know, it's there.
It's just overproduction,
right?
Or just keeping it balanced.
Right. And when it gets out of control, it digs in. Right.
It wants more.
It acts like, you know, it acts like a super parasite. Yeah. And if it gets too overblown, it acts as a cancer. Yeah. You know, there's been studies to show that if you look and you biopsy a cancer, it looks to appear to be a yeast. Right. There's studies coming out of France, and people don't want to deal with that yet. Because it'd be too easy to deal with. Right. So one of the easiest things to do is to keep your blood alkaline, is to keep your blood sugar levels, keep your sugar levels right, keep them in check. Now, of course, our brain needs sugar. There's lots of ways to get sugar. You can get sugar from fruits, right?
Natural sugar.
Processed a lot better. Okay.
All right. So now
we're gonna scoot over to this. All right.
All right. So these are tinctures, right?
These are tinctures.
So I know, like, Wally actually works with the children, and they make tinctures at the school.
Right. So we made our first tincture. We made our first tinctures last year. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I've been taking tinctures for years, and I try to think, well, how can I make these affordable for myself and other people? And I decided I was going to make a brand of tinctures. But before I did that, I had to do testing.
Sure.
I had to find out what works.
Right.
And I'm going to go from front to back. I'm going to take this one and put it up front, because if I could recommend people do anything in a higher capacity and increase their intake of one food, it would be cayenne pepper, because a lot of people don't like hot food, right? Cayenne pepper is simple, it's cheap, and it's really good for you. Super easy to make. I have 2 cayenne pepper extracts here. This one is oil extract, and I made this as a body rub. Okay, to get into the skin. Cayenne pepper is like a super food. It's good for, like, if you have a cut, like let's say you're bleeding profusely, like I'm bleeding. I pack cayenne pepper on it. It seems counterintuitive. It's gonna hurt at first, but the bleeding will stop immediately. Right. It's like cauterizing a wound, right? It acts on the same receptors that that heat is sensed on. And so when you take this cayenne extract, we're gonna try some cayenne.
I'll try it.
All right. We're gonna try the cayenne, then we're gonna bounce it out with some tea, right?
Yes. Okay. He has one, but can I take one of these?
Right. We're gonna open this one up.
Okay.
I'm gonna get you ready, right?
Yes. All right. Let me
try it before the cayenne.
Okay. Ooh, this is good.
So this is in this ginger sorrel. I even added.
This is good.
I even added a little cayenne to that one. Okay.
You did?
I put a little cayenne in that. Okay.
All right. So I know what it tastes like without the cayenne.
Right. So now we're gonna do a cayenne extract. But you know what? Hold on 1 second. We're gonna go through these tinctures real quick.
Okay.
We're gonna let you taste.
And you gotta tell people how to make it, how simple it is to make a tincture.
We're gonna let it taste the other ones before she hits the cayenne.
Okay. That's fine.
So I said hit the cayenne like it's. You hit this cayenne here. No. So we're gonna go with we're gonna try the ginger first. Okay. So I'm gonna take this drop. I have ginger in here, but I wanna show everybody what I did.
So what did you do? How did you make this?
This one right here, which we're gonna pop here.
Yeah.
Right. Smell that.
Ooh.
Right. So I made this one about 8 weeks ago.
It smells amazing.
Can I give you a...
Woo!
Ginger.
Woo!
Right?
So what is in it?
So that, we're gonna step back over here again.
Woo!
That is as simple as this. And I like to let people know
you can make this. You can do this at home.
You could and you should make these. People who have any kind of liver issues, or if you have any kind of like issues with alcohol, which I don't drink socially even necessarily. Never been drunk, never been tipsy. So when I decided to make extracts, I was like, is this something I should make? Because it's 100 proof. It's with 100 proof, right?
Right.
So if you have any addictive issues, or if you're like somebody who's dealing with alcoholism, like this tincture,
then this is not for you.
Yeah, and we can make a different type of tincture for you. We can make a glycerin tincture. Okay. We can make a vinegar tincture.
Right.
And I actually, for children, I do have a glycerin brand that's coming out, or a line, but glycerin is not always the best extract. But like I said, we start with water.
Right.
To me, on an everyday basis, do your water extracts
right.
for ginger.
Gotcha.
Great. This is like a maintenance. I like to do this even sometimes before I might go and exercise or after exercise.
So you just did like a drop full.
I just gave you like a drop full, right?
Okay. And then
so we're gonna take, which you can get an expensive brand of something, but this is just what I went into and got 100 proof of something. You can get Everclear, which is even higher proof, right? Now this is an extraction, so this is a chemical extraction. So I'm using this to remove or to pull out what I need in this ginger. And that's what you found there. If you would have tasted that like 2 or 3 weeks ago, you would have been like, I don't taste it.
Right.
Because it takes a certain amount of time for that process to occur. And so sometimes people aren't necessarily patient with that. We can take and we just pour this over here.
And then is there a place that you store this?
Store these in a dark place. Okay. Don't put them on the counter. You can cover that up.
Cover this up.
Right. You're gonna label it.
Label it. The date, right?
Okay. You can tell people. You're gonna tell yourself when you made it and what it is. Why? Because this could be, something else.
Right. And then it starts changing.
This is my ginger, but it looks different, a couple weeks later. Or this is the ginger I made on the night. Right. You want to go and shake this up every so often. Okay. Keep it so it's
reacting
right?
almost too, right?
And if you can, get plastic tops for these.
Okay.
As often as possible, you get plastic tops, but you want the glass. Okay. Plastic tops just keep these from seizing. Sometimes they expand. I see. Right. Okay. I know how to open them up. Sometimes it comes a little more difficult. Okay. This is our ginger here.
So this is our ginger extract. Or it's a tincture.
Tincture.
Okay.
Right.
Wonderful. All right. So we got that.
That's our ginger.
All right. And then what about this? This is the goat's weed.
This is the goat weed.
All right. So do you do the same thing with the vodka?
I do.
And then it's just goat's weed and vodka together? Okay.
Right, cool. And that's extract. So when you're done with these, you're going to filter them, strain them, squeeze them. Right. And
then you would put them inside of
in
a bottle. Okay.
Here. So then here is the goat cola. Goat weed is here.
Here we go.
All right.
Okay. So you said honey goat weed.
Horny goat weed.
Oh, horny. I thought that was honey. Okay. Horny.
All right, so over here. Bang. Right? Good. I'm going to let you taste this one because you're going to tell. I want you to notice that each one of these has a different...
Ooh, that's nice.
Right?
I like that.
Right. So,
and that's just the vodka and the goat weed.
Right. But you're extracting, you do the extract. And the other thing you can do with these is you can let the alcohol come off. Right? You can.
How do you do that?
There's a process of vinegaring. We can talk about that later. We can vinegar the alcohol. Okay. Transform it.
From alcohol to vinegar.
Vinegar, right? The head with the vinegar, head with the mother, and then we can have this as something that is not alcoholic, but you did an alcohol extraction. Wow. And you get the benefits of that as well. Okay. The thing about vodka is it's still 50% water. Okay. Right? So you're getting.
And what is vodka made with? Because it is plant-based.
Grains.
So it's made with grains.
Right.
And water, so it's a fermenting process.
Right.
That changes it from grains to alcohol.
And if you want to get like an expensive one, that's something you can do. But I found that this works. Nice. I haven't had any problems with these. Okay. So we went from that one. This is really good for men as well. This is a cat's claw. Cat's claw is it's anti-tumoral, it's anti-inflammatory. So anything that's anti-inflammatory is going to lend itself to not allowing for cancerous cells to grow and proliferate because they need to inflame, they need to grow and spread and replicate on top of on themselves. Right? Inflammation in itself in the body is generally a sign of injury or disease, and so whenever we can
get rid of
inflammation,
that's dope.
Right?
So this is the cat's claw, y'all. So once again, you're doing this with the vodka, cat's claw, and then you just soak it.
Right, okay. I'm gonna talk about cat's claw for a second because cat's claw is one of those herbs. You can see my cat's claw vial is the biggest one.
Yes.
Right.
There's a lot of that, huh?
Because what I find is that a dropper of this for me. Is that one? Strong, right?
Different.
It's a bitter. Cat's claw
it is a bitter. Yes.
Cat's claw is a bitter. So you should be able to taste, whenever you do an extract, you should be able to taste the component. If I made a cat's claw tea, it's a bitter tea.
It should be a bitter tea.
Right? And so it should be a bitter extract. You notice the horny goat is a little sweeter, right? And so some of these things, as you go through them, you're, oh, okay, I see. But you have to notice that you're not just taking alcohol to drink alcohol. You made an extraction, you're getting this process, and you take a small amount. I would say with something, if you have any joint issues, that's why I started taking cat's claw, because I had some joint pains.
And then it's gone.
Yeah, I train about 22 hours a week, depending on the week. Anywhere from.
Tell them what you do.
Anywhere. I do Capoeira Angola. I've been practicing Capoeira Angola, teaching it for 20 years. And
he's a roller skater.
I've been roller skating. That's been like the thing that's tested my body, my joints and stuff the most. It's made me really do a lot of alignment, a lot of stretching. But in the last few years, I've learned, I just need to make sure I'm putting this stuff in, because I'm skating. Sometimes I skate like 4 hours at a time. Yeah. 2, 3, 4 hours, but 2 hours in general. 2 to 4. This week I skated Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday. And then I went dancing on one day for 2 hours.
Right.
I went with the children, and we went on a run because we got caught in the rain, and we went outside and had our walk, which was a couple miles. And then I taught a capoeira class. I did capoeira, trained capoeira this week, and then I taught a class on Saturday. So with all of that, when my muscles start to be like, when I get the flow in, that's why I'm talking about circulation, I've had to say, either I'm going to stop, or I'm going to have to find things that help me to process these different chemicals.
That's right.
Because you build up lactic acid. How do you get lactic acid out? You have to allow for the circulatory system to operate a little more efficiently, to remove those toxins. So they become toxic to the cells, right? And so things like this help you with the inflammation. Things like this help you with the circulation. And then again, like with my time, I still have to eat. I'm still making food for children.
Yes.
So I try to think this is a simplified way for me to get, those drops that I need.
Right.
And I don't take a lot of these. It's like a small dropper. Okay. I'm gonna show you how much of cayenne I take.
All right, so we about to do the cayenne, right?
We're almost to the cayenne. I want to show people gotu kola, very good for circulation. We'll talk more about that. We talked about the horny goat weed, and this was the ginger. And then I have something, olive leaf extract. The olive leaf is...
Where is that one?
I just saw
I thought I saw it. Is this over here? Oh, right here.
Yeah, so here's your olive leaf extract. And olive leaf is like one of those things. It has an active chemical in it called oleoeuropin. And olive leaf it's pretty expensive right now. It's super simple to make though. To me, I find that olive leaf is one of the better medicines for blood pressure, like a really good blood pressure regulator. And it's let's give you some of this here.
Ooh.
Right.
Ooh.
Right. Very strong.
Ooh.
Very.
All of these are strong, by the way.
Right.
All of these are strong.
None of these are going to be like, oh man, I took that because it tastes so delicious.
Except for the sorrel. The sorrow. Ginger.
Right. The drinks.
The drink. That's
right.
Good. But
these
that's very
tinctures
strong.
I made because they work. Ooh. They are directly to the point. They cause a certain cellular reaction.
Wow.
They're going to cause a certain body. They're going to cause my system to do what I'd like it to do. And because I can I can say, hey, this is what I don't want inflammation today. Let me get my Let me get my cat's claw in.
Okay.
Right? I don't want your now come to the cayenne. If I had to get and take all of these and decide which one of these I would take, if I could only have one of these.
The cayenne. Oh, my.
It's gonna be the cayenne pepper. Okay?
Cayenne pepper.
And it's one of those things that I feel like if I could only have one,
that's it.
It would be the cayenne pepper.
Okay, let's taste it.
Okay.
I'm scared.
Okay, how to make the cayenne pepper?
Yes.
And also, how long do you leave the alcohol in it before you actually can start using it?
6 weeks is what is a good point. But longer. I've had some of these for longer than that, much longer than that. But 6 weeks is a good start point. But you'll notice, like I said, like with the ginger, you'll notice that over time, the longer you let these sit, the better that they are.
They
let me let you taste this ginger. Right, and I started that one 11/14.
Wow.
Right? So when I tried this one in between, and it just if you try that.
So if you try it, you'll know that it's not ready.
It's just alcohol. It's gonna taste alcohol.
But you'll start tasting the ginger.
Right.
Okay.
At about 5-6 weeks.
I see.
So you can't rush it. And if you can wait 8 weeks or 12 weeks, you're gonna get a really potent extract. The longer you keep shaking these, put them in keep them in the dark space, and when you store them, you just take some off. I just took some off, and I put it in here. This right here is about retail. This is about probably about $150 worth of cayenne extract. This would be about $200 of honey goat wheat extract, right?
Yeah.
And so, as a process, I tell people, like, you could save yourself a lot of money doing this yourself. A lot of people, they don't.
I see. You're saying if you actually went to buy it,
right,
they're gonna charge you something like that if you look for it online.
Right.
Or
You know, 1 ounce, 2 ounces, about $14, $18 for honey goat wheat, something like that. Olive extracts about $15 to $20 for 2 ounces. And so, you know,
you might as well make it yourself.
Right. You get 16, 32 ounces.
Awesome. Yeah.
Right.
Save some money.
Save some money.
Build your family, y'all.
Share.
Come on.
You can, you know, because these become like when you give your child something like echinacea, and I didn't bring the echinacea and the golden seal and all the other stuff that I have that I make for the children, you know, dosing them up with that.
Yeah.
But you know, these could be like anywhere from $10 to $20.
Yeah, they're expensive.
Right?
They add up.
Here's a brand name one.
And that's like a 2-week amount.
Right. But I can make these and have them for the whole year. If I make myself one of these, I'm good for the year. And so just, you know, kind of democratizing the medicine.
Right.
And then if you don't, like some people like to eat out, come holler at me. I got these for you. I made them. You'll enjoy them. I make sure the process is what it should be. And you will see the effects. You know, that's what I try
I'm excited.
Right.
That sounds great.
Cayenne pepper.
All right, so now we've come full circle.
Full circle.
Now we're about to try the
So I'm gonna give her this whole drop of. No, I'm just kidding. So like, if I did this right here is like, you would probably, we wouldn't be friends anymore. So let me show you how much cayenne pepper I'm gonna give her, and then we're gonna see. I'm gonna take it first, but I'm gonna take like this much right here, right?
That's it. Okay.
I'm gonna take this much. You're not gonna take this much.
Okay.
Come on. So I've gotten used to it.
Okay. Let me taste.
So I can.
I'm strong.
Right. That's why I wanted to get this on camera. Because I like people. I like people who are G'd up to just.
Come on.
Hi.
Yes.
Right. I like people who are G'd up to try this cayenne extract because it's that.
Yes.
I'm ready.
All right.
All right. Come on. We got Nikki from the E-Weed coming in.
All right. So,
all right. So both of us.
Okay.
All right. Well, let me get enough. So I'm gonna show you how much is in here. Okay. That is.
Dang. That's all you need
For both of us?
So look.
Okay.
This is gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drops, right?
Okay.
But I'm only gonna give you 1 drop.
What?
Just
What?
trust me now.
Okay.
Trust me now. All right. So I took about 20 drops.
Oh hell. What? That's 1 drop?
About 2 drops a piece. Now, let's go for
Give
your
us
ginger.
some. Wow, you took 20?
Ooh, you saw how much I took?
That's incredible.
But guess what?
You gotta give us some of that.
Guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna feel a warming sensation
Oh
in
my
your.
God.
It's digestive, right? Parasites don't like it at all. You're gonna find your blood. You're gonna find in this cold. You're gonna get the circulation that you need to stay warm, right?
2 drops.
Right.
That's incredible.
Right. Any kind of head cold, any mucus.
Wow.
Get rid of that. Boop, boop. Be like, what? What?
So, and we can make that. Cayenne and...
Now, let me explain to you this one. This is 160. This is a South African cayenne. It's not like the cayenne.
Oh, see? Okay.
Right.
I feel it under my tongue.
Right. Right. Everybody said, I got it. I got it.
Wow,
right?
This is some whole other stuff.
Look, my eyes tearing up.
Right. Right. So that's why I was letting you. That's why I let you know. I said you don't. But you see, the one I took, and when I take it, it's just like oh, and then I just feel it. I feel
it.
I take it as
a deal with it.
Right. But it doesn't. I don't feel it like that anymore. Right. But it's a digestive, so I take it after a meal sometimes, a few drops, and it. When I talk about processing your food, like just to be very real, it helps digestion so much, bile release and all those kind of things. When it helps the liver, right? These are all things.
So is this something that you could take daily?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
If I only had one and I could only take, you put cayenne on your food,
I
right?
can see why you said just that one.
Right.
Absolutely.
Because this one has the circulation. This one has the anti-inflammatory. This one has
this
is
everything.
Anti-arthritic. This is anti,
Right.
and plus pro circuit.
Got you.
Right.
Okay.
So cayenne is a superfood.
Yes,
it is a superfood, right? And it's so easy to make. Take some cayenne pepper, you put it in your little container, and you see how much I have here?
Yeah.
This is gonna last for so long. This right here will last you.
With the vodka?
Right.
Okay, and then you just store it for 8 weeks.
I put the cayenne, store for 8 weeks.
How much cayenne is in there?
I took cayenne powder. Let's call this
Quarter.
Yeah, about a quarter cup.
Okay.
About a quarter cup in here, and then you fill the rest to the top. Okay.
Wow, that's
right. This one right here, I just let people know. I think cayenne is one of the best foods. Now, anything you take, you have to be careful. Let me tell you a very funny story about my first time with cayenne pepper 160. Right. I decided to put it in the capsule. In fact, I took 2 double O capsules, and I was capsuling up all my herbs before I started making extracts. And I made, my goat weed capsules. I made, just different herbs, and I was like feeling the effects. I said, oh, but if I do an extract, I'm gonna get even more of this, right? I didn't talk about the oil extractions, but we talk about liquid, water, because there's different chemicals in here, and they're gonna come out through different solvents, okay? Alcohol's a solvent, water's a solvent, you have oil, you have fat soluble, components. And so, but with these in particular, I said, oh, well, let me just try this cayenne pepper in a capsule.
What did you
I took 2 capsules on an empty stomach.
Woo!
Yeah.
You going to the bathroom, weren't you?
No. Yes, later. But in about 5 minutes, I thought I was gonna die.
Wow.
When it opened in my stomach, it was killing.
Fire.
But it acted on what was in my gut. And whatever was in my gut didn't like it so much, because these parasites are tied into our nervous system.
Okay.
They're tied into our nervous system. Like that's why when people who have tapeworms and different things like that, like they say the parasite is controlling the person to eat the food that it wants.
Yeah.
Right. And when you start fighting it, it does not want to let go.
Yeah.
When I took those 2 cayenne capsules, those things were like,
what you doing?
They put me in a ball.
Wow.
And I'm a man, I have a very high
tolerance of
broke
pain.
hands,
Yes,
broke bones, and I've been like, it's cool. That was the most pain I've been in outside of a toothache.
Wow.
Maybe worse.
Wow.
And as I sat there, I was like, oh, I guess this might be it. That's what it did to me. But after that, it was called me. Yeah, that cayenne pepper. And I always took cayenne pepper, but those 2 when they got in my gut and they went through,
started activating. So it's usually right. And then really when we talk about like cleansing and these sorts of things, that's something important to mention.
Right.
There's this reaction initially.
Right.
So you might go through a chain of emotions.
Right.
But it's actually doing what it needs to do.
Doing what it needs to do.
And then once it does what it needs to do, and you're actually used to that reaction, you're used to whatever, or just getting that thing out of your system. Then you actually start getting back to balance.
Right. And then I learned. I said, well, in processing, I always start with a smaller dosage and go up. But right there, that was like I dropped it on them, and I was good.
Wow.
They really
didn't like that.
Yeah, they didn't like it. So process.
So we're gonna have to hook up with you, Wally.
Right.
We see you on Tuesday.
Right.
And my K day is tomorrow, so
got you.
Tuesday
we're gonna take a little rest. This is I would shout out to my mom. This is her birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Mama Deb. Happy birthday.
It's Nana's birthday. And really when we talk about men's health, my mother taught me more about men's health than anybody.
Wow.
My mom was always looking out. She was like, well, you want to take your antioxidants. Growing up, juicing.
Yes.
Make sure you're eating some tomatoes, and make sure you eat blueberries, and make sure you take this and take that. Are you getting all your minerals? So like one of the first books that I got on minerals and vitamins, my mom handed it to me. It was a book by a guy named Murray, and he would always talk about taking vitamins I've gotten past that point of I'm taking a vitamin to I'm getting my vitamin from this. So it's a list of foods. Like if you want to know what something has in it, you can find lists of those minerals, right? And you can find what food has the most of that thing. Oh, I find that the most magnesium is in this food, you know. And I started eating kale in like 94, 95, like heavy. I was making kale salads because I found I had magnesium in it. I had a heart challenge. I had magnesium deficiency, and I had to research because nobody was talking about magnesium in 96. A muscle necessary for muscle relaxation. Calcium, which helps with contraction. Magnesium helps with the relaxation. These are alternate things. And so I say that as we do our research and you find out what's where and what's in what, you start to add these things. I have a lot of different things. I want to get my minerals from the food, you know, from the teas. It's not like you're just drinking something and it creates circulation. It has all these parts to it that help with that process, that help with that circulation. You know, there's certain things that it's doing. Hey, come on. Come here.
No. He's good.
It's good, man. You're good.
So we're gonna wrap up. He's just telling us that he wants us to wrap up. So out there, the brothers, 2018, if you have not taken back your health, this is the time to do so. Hit Wally up. How can they get in touch with you if they want to get any of these tinctures? Come on.
Anyone you want to contact me, you can email me at strongworks@gmail.com. That's strongworks@gmail.com. You can call me or text me, even better. 949-540-8424. Let me know what you want. I make custom teas. I have them for you ready by like 32 ounces. I can put them in these bottles, 16 ounces. I put them in glass containers, and they'll be 32, and I make half gallons. And so, you know, I make them affordable. People come to me weekly.
Website coming soon.
Website coming soon. Boom.
And it's also on IG. Tell them. Good News ATL.
Good News ATL at IGL. Right? I was like, I'm doing better with my IG.
Yeah, we're gonna put all of that in the news feed so that you can connect with Wale.
And the website that you'll be able to check on, if you want to check for the school, it's
Here you go. Hey, give him some.
Quite cool.
Yeah, give him some. Say cool. Here you go.
You want some tea?
He wants some of the tinctures.
Yeah, quick, come get some cayenne.
Yeah. He wants some of the tinctures.
There you go, Quaker, look.
Give him some. There you go. It's good. It's sorrow. It's good. It's juice.
So yeah, this is what we're doing.
All right.
Fatherhood,
motherhood, familyhood.
Right.
And it's about health.
That's right.
All right. So for you all, if you want to be in touch with me, Chef Bee, I am www.chefbee.com. You can find the cooking shows there. We can meal plan, plant-based meals to go. We have the 3-day, the 5-day, and the 7-day plan. And then if you want to also connect with me on some essential oils, you can go, and everything is there on the website. All right, we about to shut it down because the family getting all crazy. That's okay.
You know what I forgot? Real quick before we go. This is a cayenne oil. We're gonna talk about this next time. Look at
getting all excited.
I forgot about this one.
He'll be back.
We'll be back.
We're gonna make some other stuff.
Don't get it in your eyes. But if you ever got any kind of muscle aches,
this is it. So you said you would put it on the body.
Yeah, just rub it onto some sore muscles. Okay. But be careful with that. We're gonna talk about that next time. We're gonna talk about that next time.
All right.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Happy Sunday. Go out there tomorrow.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. It's MLK Day tomorrow. Go out there and give back to the community, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're going to be stirring up. We're going to be doing something tomorrow.
Stir it up.
So cleaning up the neighborhood, doing something. Thank you very much. All right, y'all. We'll talk to you soon. Okay. We'll be back here next week at 1 o'clock. Talk to you soon. Peace. Here you go.
Oh, you got it.